Recording. 2 channels started.
Okay, there we go. We are back at Hackberry Flats. This is the Uniden R3. We're going to do the second run here. Our previous run had a first detection of 15.90 miles, and we're looking to kind of meet that. That was a baseline run. This is our baseline detector for this course. I've got all the data pulled up here on the iPad here in the truck for all the detections from the last run. So, you know, rather than waiting too long, my wife's down at the end of the course, 19 miles away, with the KSI Eagle 1 on 35.5 Ka band. Renee, would you please activate the radar gun? Okay, it is on, so let's begin the run here. So this is a linear 19-mile course. There are some peaks and stuff, but the elevation is pretty stable, pretty flat on this area. So this is the second run of the Uniden R3 here at Hackberry Flats, and we're hoping for a good detection. Now, the last one was 15.9 miles was our first detection on it. Yeah, let me reset. Yeah, reset. All right, and record. Forgot to do that with the RD test app. I guess it was picking up the beeping from the dash cam, and when I paused it or stopped the recording and it was beeping, it picked it up as a detection of 18.9 miles. So fun times. So anyway, our first place for a really good long-range detection, which no detector has picked up at, is right up here in front of us. It's about 18 miles. 17.8 is the center of it, so about 18 to 17 and a half miles. That's a really good spot for a long-range detection. Really good spot. So we'll see how the R3 can do in that area. We've yet to have a detector pick up here. Now, we just had a failed run because right when I came up to this area, we had this a nice dozer on the back of a flatbed coming around the corner. Would have been right in front of us, at least up to 14.4 miles when we get up to the highway, the intersection of Highway 183. So we can't have that. So I turned around and went back and sent him down the road. So here we are. We're at 17.7. The R3 is very quiet. These are daily driver settings. I can pop up all the settings that we got. The only thing is that I turned K-band off. My local sheriff's department likes to run K-band, instant on K-band, and constant on K-band. And they like to sit over here in Davidson, in this little town, and run front and back radars while they sit there and have a soda. So anyway, we don't want to pick them up and have a different detection on here. If I get shot with laser on this course, I'm going to be really surprised. Most of the Ka band around here is 34.7, so they're running stalkers. So okay, we are at, well, let me slow down a bit. We usually do 50 here on the blacktop. I was going like 55 or so. We are right at 17 miles. Now 16.9, this is where the Redline 360C just picked up its first detection. And nothing from the R3 yet. The next one was the Uniden R4. That was at 16.46, just under 16 and a half. And the R8 came in at 16.62, and then the R3 at 15.90. So we're looking to maybe get a little bit more. We're at 16 and a half. So somewhere in this range between here and about 15 and 3/4, we expect the R3 to get its first chirp of the day. So there's 16.3. there's where the R8 was picking up. And 16.1, so any second now, maybe we'll get a detection. There we go. 16.05. 35547. Very, very good from the Uniden R4, or R3 rather. It did beat and joined the rest of the Unidens in the 16-mile club, so that's fantastic. And it is holding the signal. Now, the only difference between this run and the previous run was that I went to a more stable mount. It does sit up in front of the windshield. My daily mount sticks back a little bit to keep the detectors out of the sun. But since we've got the sun to our backs, it doesn't matter on this one. So, yep, doing really good. Phone didn't pick up the beeps, but it is holding that signal. We're at 15.3. Yeah, 15.3. Doing really, really good. Really, really good. The last run, we had 15.6, and then it dropped out, and we picked it back up about 14.6. So, but it's holding. It is holding right now. We're at 15 miles even. It is doing really, really well. Really, really well. Very, very happy here. From our first detection, it has continued to hold. Oh, just dropped it. And this does seem like a common spot to drop right here by the power substation, but yep, boom, there it is. Picked it right back up. 14.75. That is great. That is really, really good. And dropped it again. Alright, 14.5, we're back into it. 35.547. I know that's my gun. She gets a little hot, she gets a little high in frequency there a little bit. So, coming up to the intersection here of Highway 183, and we dropped it here at the stop sign. Nope, picked it back up. Awesome. Doing very well. Alright. So let's get on the highway here and continue down the road and get my get up to speed.
35.548.
Yeah, 548. Climbing in frequency a little bit due to the heat, and we did just lose it. But so if we lose it here, we're at 14.2 miles, and on the last run we didn't pick it back up till 12.07. So let's see if we can squeeze out a little earlier detection than 1207. Coming up on Bottle Creek, 13.5. There we go. Look at that.
35.548.
Very good. Okay, right before the creek, then we drop it. Okay, then right as we get across Bottle Creek, maybe it'll pick it up again. That's what the R4 and the red line did. Anything? Anything? No. No, it didn't. But it picked it up before the creek, and it didn't do that last time. So this is a little bit better run. Little bit better run. Here we go, 12.92. Picked it up again. Yeah, this is doing better than the last run, for sure. Is it because of the more stable mount that I put on? Maybe. We've got another run of the R3 planned, so get our baseline all figured out. But I put the other mount on, you know, for just extra camera stability. Unidens and Uniden mounts, they're pretty good, but they do move around a little bit. They're not perfect. Alright, there we go, 12.15.
35.
Okay. So we should hold this to just under 12 miles, 11.95 according to the last run. and we lost it, 11.7. That should be the last detection until we get to the crest on the horizon, 18.9 miles. Let's see if we get anything. We're approaching the downside of Subtle Creek. And a lot of times we've got some detections coming down into this little valley here, but not out of the R3. Okay, crossing Subtle Creek. Yep, puts it as 11 miles. So here we go. We're starting uphill, and we should be coming uphill up to right about 9 miles, just under 9 miles, 8.91, 8.95, somewhere around in there. This thing will start picking up, and then when we hit the crest, it should go bonkers. Maybe a strong alert, maybe a maximum alert. Most time, well, with the R3, we haven't got a maximum alert until we get pretty far into the course. Maximum alert. I'm trying to figure out where we get the first one. Looks like 4.7 miles is where we get our first maximum signal alert. But I mean, when you get a strong signal alert on the R3, you're slowing down. It's just gonna happen. All right, we got 1 mile to go. We're at 9.9. Really good. Really good showing from the R3. Really good run. I think Renee might have said some kind words to the radar unit before we began. The last one that we did was the Whistler XTR 558, which is a what would you say, 10, 15-year-old Nunkajunk? Yeah, it didn't turn out very well, and that's unfortunate because I really like that detector. I liked a lot about it. I didn't like the lack of filtering. Okay, here we go. We're at 9.0 miles, so any second now we're gonna start chirping. There we go, 8.89.
35, 5, 4, 8.
Here we go. We got a strong signal, 4 bars out of it. There we go. That's a maximum alert. It's 5 bars. It was just for a second, but we got a max alert. That's great. That is fantastic. Oh, actually, I misspoke. Didn't see it here on the chart. Last time we had a maximum alert at 8.86. Okay, we're coming up on Victory School. We're at 8 miles. Doing really good. Strong alert, 4 bars. No problem. Drop there. Still 3 bars though. I'd slow down for that. You know, I'm really curious what the gain figures are on the antennas in the R3. I couldn't find any figures online about it, but even with 5 milliwatts and 25 dB gain for an effective radiated power of like 0.94 watts, or just under a watt. I mean, that's impressive range. Very impressive range. What is this one? 16.03? Was that our furthest on, do you remember when I called it out? 1603, 1602, something like that. I'm just happy that it crested 16. That's great. That's fantastic. 6.25. Back up to a strong alert. That bird did not know what to do, and I hope it lived. Alright, we should be coming up here to the shadow here pretty quick, down to 5 miles, right before the crest at 4.7, 4.6. Alright, 14 or 4.9. Here we go, should go bonkers. There it is. Got 5 bars out of it, just for a minute. There we go. Well, I'm glad I restarted because I didn't see that truck and that dozer anywhere on the course so far. So, yeah, I never passed you, so good. It means he turned off somewhere. Okay, we're at 3 1/4. We're in the low spot here of the flats. Got a maximum alert, 5 bars. Doing great. I'm curious how the R3 is going to do when we get up to about a mile and a quarter. Because that's usually a spot where some of the detectors, they'll almost drop out. The Redline 360C almost dropped out. That really, really surprised me. It didn't, but I swear it was a millisecond away from going back to a standby display. Alright, we're at 2.3. Holding that max alert. That's great. Alright, we're at 1.8. Okay, here we are at 1.2. So, in this section, we're going to get, as we get closer, I think we're going to get out of the beam width of the antenna. It's a 12-degree beam width, so, okay, we're down to 3 bars. We're at 0.9. Let's see how far down it goes. See if it drops down to 2 bars. So far it's holding at 3. Around 0.6 miles. Still at 3 bars. Looks like before we dropped to 2 bars back at 0.8. It's not happening. Alright, we're back at maximum alert. I can see your headlights. Don't turn the radar off till I get behind you. Alright, you should have my speed. 61, yeah, and I'm slowing down. Very good. That's a better run out of the, just slightly, but, I mean, that's really good from the R3. Go ahead and hit hold. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Alrighty.
Video protected.
Very cool. Very cool. Good run. Good run out of that.